You know how to whistle, don't you, Steve? You just put your lips together and blow.
Bogey and Bacall back together again.
You know, I went to a lot of trouble to get you out of here.
That's why I didn't go.
Tonight, the finale of one of life's and Hollywood's true love stories. Actress Lauren Bacall has died.
And tonight, we learn more about the death and the inner turmoil of beloved actor Robin Williams.
He made the world laugh, but with Robin Williams' untimely death, the laughter is now stopped. Now folks all over the area, from local theaters to local comedians, are paying tribute.
But first, devastating rain flooding homes and neighborhoods tonight. I'm Jan Jeffcoat.
And I'm Leslie Foster, and that's where we start tonight with this yellow alert. 8 inches of rain brought on by flash flooding that spanned the afternoon and the evening. First alert, Chief Meteorologist Topper Shutt is tracking more thunderstorms on Doppler 9000. Top.
I guess we have some good news, though, Leslie and Jan. Most of the activity now is dwindling, especially due west of town. But we still have some pretty heavy activity up near Hagerstown and Frederick, and also some heavy activity down to the south and west approaching Culpeper. No severe thunderstorm warnings in effect. That's good news. But this is pretty heavy rainfall, kind of insult to injury. Although you folks out here did not get hit with the heaviest rain today. This storm is moving off to the north and the east, so headed toward Lewiston at about 11:14. And rainfall rates are still about 1 inch per hour. You see all the red in there. Now we'll move down to the south. This is light rain. Charlestown, Berryville, moving across to the west, rather, over into Fairfax County and also into Loudoun County. Not a big deal there. But down to the south, this is pretty heavy. You see all the lightning strikes headed toward Syria and headed toward Boston at about 11:36 on our storm tracker. So some good news. They are dwindling. If you didn't see this earlier, this is worth another look. Look at the rainfall. Look at the legend here. So we're talking 3 to as much as 10 inches of rain. The bullseye was just south of Baltimore, but everybody around 95 and east of 95 had at least 3 inches of rain. In fact, 10 inches unofficially south of Baltimore, over toward the eastern part of Montgomery County, 3 inches, and just north of Waldorf, 6.5 inches of rain. We will come back. We'll talk about the morning commute and tell you if you need your umbrella anymore this week or just your shades.
All right, thank you, Top. And today's heavy rains did a lot of damage in Prince George's County. Just check out this basement on Blackstone Avenue in Cheltenham.
But it moved beds in the basement, it moved refrigerators in the basement. That was how forceful the water was when it came in, and it broke the storm glass.
The homeowner's teenage son says he had to swim to safety. Now, she blames the clogged drain, and she says this is not the first time it's backed up into the neighborhood. She had to redo her basement in 2011 when it flooded then as well.
And there's plenty of cleaning up to do in Fort Washington. The creek across from the Harley-Davidson dealership on Livingston Road spilled over the banks and seeped into the building. And when we stopped by, the workers were pushing the muddy floodwaters out of the building and back into the street. And record rainfall flooded parking lots at BWI Thurgood Marshall Airport. Travelers are coming home to this. Many cars up to their bumpers in water. Topper says a little over 6.2 inches of rain fell there, and the rain did not affect the flights. Another day, another huge loss for Hollywood. Actress Lauren Bacall died today in New York. She was 89.
Yeah, she rose to fame in Hollywood's golden age and stole the heart of America's leading man.
You know, I went to a lot of trouble to get you out of here.
That's why I didn't go.
Lauren Bacall became a star in her very first film, playing opposite Humphrey Bogart in To Have and Have Not. In her husky voice, she delivered one of the most famous lines in film history.
You know how to whistle, don't you, Steve? You just put your lips together and blow.
And she perfected her trademark look. Chin down, eyes up to the camera. A look that actually came about by accident.
I would always shake. I really was nervous. I was like this. I had no confidence in myself. And so I found that my head would shake. And I found that the only way I could keep it still would be to just hold my head down and then look up.
Bacall was born Betty Joan Persky. She was the daughter of Jewish immigrants and first cousin to Israel's Shimon Peres. As a teenager, she became a model, and it was this picture that caught the eye of director Howard Hawks. He changed her name to Lauren, and her career took off. Her film debut immediately made her one of Hollywood's leading ladies. She also met her future husband. Bacall was 19 when she met Bogart. He was 45.
What will your first step be?
The usual one?
I didn't know there was a usual one.
Oh, sure there is.
Oh, there you are. And here's Leslie.
While the couple continued making movies, they also started a family. But in 1957, Bogart died of cancer. Bacall said she never got over the loss. She was briefly engaged to Frank Sinatra and later married Jason Robards, and she kept her career alive. She won Tony Awards for her Broadway performances in Applause and Woman of the Year, and got an Academy Award nomination for The Mirror Has Two Faces.
I should have never encouraged you to speak.
Bacall once worried her obituary would be all about Bogart, but stealing Bogey's heart was just the opening act in a career that lasted decades and made her one of the last stars of Hollywood's golden age. The Hollywood Reporter is saying that Bacall died of a suspected stroke this morning at her home.
Tonight, we're also learning more about the tragic circumstances surrounding Robin Williams' death. His personal assistant found him dead in his home.
He was suspended from the belt, which was wedged between the door and the door frame, in a seated position, slightly suspended off the ground.
Williams also had superficial cuts to his wrist. A pocket knife was found nearby. He had joked about substance abuse, but it was no laughing matter. Just last month, he checked into a clinic to stay sober. He was also seeking treatment for depression. Now, police would not say if Williams left a note, but they say those toxicology reports should take several weeks. The impact of Robin Williams' untimely death is being felt around the world and, of course, right here in D.C.
Tonight, Mola Lenghi spoke to local cinemas and comedians honoring and remembering Williams and hoping that his death can ultimately help others.
Good morning, Vietnam!
Robin Williams was many things.
Robin Williams, since I was a child, has always been one of the great entertainers, both in terms of comedy and also when he did more serious work.
The West End Cinema in Georgetown will pay tribute to Williams for a week. Beginning Friday, they'll show 3 of his films twice a day: Good Will Hunting, The Fisher King, and The Birdcage.
We felt these 3 would allow people to come and celebrate the comic genius and the spirit that he embodied for so long.
While his life is celebrated, many hope his death is consequential.
I just hope that out of this comes some sort of dialogue or discussion on mental health issues, just to get it that much more out in the open. Whenever we got to see Robin Williams, he was on the high end of a manic swing. You knew there was lows, we just never got to see them.
Pete Bergen is a comedian who lives and performs around the D.C. area and has worked with WUSA 9 in the past. He says there's a stigma of the tortured comedian, and while depression does exist in the comedy community, it also exists everywhere else.
There's the quintessential sad clown comedian that you have to go through a lot of pain to be able to get up there on stage to do that sort of thing. And, you know, I've seen it, I've experienced it, but I see it and experience it in everyday life with regular people who are outside of the comedy community as well.
These are feelings you do not have to deal with alone. If you're feeling low, depressed, hopeless, talk to someone. Call 1-800-273-TALK. Again, that's 1-800-273-TALK. In the district, I'm Mola Lenghi for WUSA 9.
Mola, thank you. A federal judge today ruled Maryland's ban on several assault weapons and its limit on gun magazines are constitutional. State lawmakers approved the gun control measures last year following the shooting at Sandy Hook Elementary School in Connecticut. The law bans 45 types of assault weapons and limits the size of magazines to 10 rounds. A coalition of gun rights activists challenged the law, arguing that it violated the Second Amendment.
Today in the McDonald corruption trial, it began with a juror getting dismissed, forcing an alternate in that seat. Now, the brother of former Star Scientific CEO Johnny Williams also testified that he did work at the McDonald's home and told Maureen McDonald his brother was paying for it. A VCU doctor also took the stand today and said he was at a party at the McDonald's home with Johnny Williams when he met Steven Spielberg, who was in town filming the movie Lincoln. However, under cross-examination, that same cardiologist also testified the McDonald's never talked to him about Anatablock, the supplement Williams hoped to get some research for. The McDonald's are accused of taking money and extravagant gifts from Williams in exchange for promoting his company's products.
Now to a WUSA 9 News follow-up about a story of a grave injustice. Back in May, we introduced you to a couple of brave, intrepid women fighting to get the estimated 400,000 backlogged rape kits in this country tested. Well, today we have some good news in the form of justice for more than 24 victims of this life-altering tragedy. Here's Deborah Alfarone.
I thought that I was going to die.
Natasha Alexenko was brutally raped when she was 20. Her rapist ran free for 9 years because the one thing that could put him away, her rape kit, sat untested on an NYPD property room shelf.
For myself, I went from being a survivor of sexual assault to an advocate.
Alexenko created Natasha's Justice Project with the goal of getting every untested kit in the country tested and every rapist behind bars. In an unprecedented partnership, she worked with Alameda County, California's district attorney to help whittle away at their almost 2,000-strong rape kit backlog. WUSA 9 was there when the first 100-plus kits arrived at Bodie Technology in Lorton, Virginia, representing 100-plus victims. Today, those results were announced.
Of the kits tested, 52% were able to identify a unique DNA profile. But of those 52 profiles that were uploaded, within 72 hours of uploading, we already received 27 hits.
We were really thrilled to hear that there were hits. We weren't surprised.
And while these 27 stories of justice unfold on the other side of the country, know that the rapists they're getting off the streets don't stay neatly behind state lines while committing these heinous crimes. In Detroit, when they tested just 1,600 of their 11,000-strong backlog, they ID'd 100 serial rapists who committed crimes in 23 other states and the District of Columbia.
We know that that's typically the case. We know that the recidivism rate for rapists is so incredibly high that, of course, there were going to be hits. And we were going to be finding out that there were some bad guys that now could be put behind bars and some survivors that could get the justice that they've been waiting for so long. And also that that community is going to be a safer place.
Deborah Alfarone, WUSA 9.
Now, you might wonder why these kits go untested, and oftentimes it's a case of money. Each kit can cost up to $1,500 to test. Alameda County DA Nancy O'Malley and Natasha hope that they can create a blueprint for other jurisdictions to follow.
Tonight, President Obama is calling for calm in suburban St. Louis, where some protests have turned ugly following a deadly police shooting. 18-year-old Michael Brown was unarmed Saturday when he was shot to death by a police officer during a confrontation that led to several protests. Most have been peaceful, but some have turned violent. In a written statement, President Obama offered his condolences to the Brown family, but he says people should remember Michael through reflection and understanding. The shooting is being investigated by both local and federal authorities. Closer to home in Maryland, a state trooper reacted quickly to save a man's life. This in-car camera captures, oh my goodness, what happened as the trooper stopped to check on a man seen walking southbound on Tidings Bridge in Cecil County. As the man started to climb over the wall, the trooper quickly exited his cruiser and grabbed that guy before he could get over the side there.
It appears Jason Worth was in a hurry to get somewhere.
And wait until you hear how fast he was going when cops pulled him over recently.
Your family safe at hotel swimming pools. I'm Andrea McCarron. After reading thousands of pages of inspection reports, we'll show you some of the hidden dangers. That's coming up.
Get the most out of your entertainment with 100% fiber optic Verizon Fios, making life more entertaining with America's fastest, most reliable internet. That's powerful.
Hey, Dad, who is that man?
He's our broker. He helps look after all our money.
Do you pay him?
Of course.
How much?
I don't know exactly.
What if you're not happy? Does he have to pay you back?
Nope.
Why not?
It doesn't work that way.
Why not?
Are you asking enough questions about the way your wealth is managed? Wealth management at Charles Schwab.
It's our annual clearance event. It only happens once a year. Super fun. Of course you can get a great deal. Hold on. 0% APR financing on a bunch of models. Annual. And it's right now. They're having fun. You can get all kinds of deals. Come on down. Yeah, you better hurry in. You tell him Jan sent you.
Now save on a Corolla with $500 cash back from Toyota. Or pick an affordable 2-year Toyota Care lease for only $159 a month and pay no scheduled maintenance.
Thanks, Jan.
Ooh, I got it.
Toyota, let's go places.
The moment you step through our doors, it's on. Live is where limits and expectations are raised. Live is where friends, food, and fortune are always ready. Live Casino. Always live, always on.
Only on 9 tonight, keeping your family safe here at home or when you're on the road. Yeah, we're talking about swimming pool safety, and you might be surprised to learn what we uncovered. Andrea McCarran takes a look at hotel pool inspection reports in D.C.
Using the Freedom of Information Act, we obtained thousands of pages of inspection reports for all the swimming pools in D.C. and many of its suburbs. You may be surprised what doesn't pass code and what does. Surprisingly, it's not a code violation in D.C., but again and again, D.C. Department of Health inspectors noted that emergency phones located poolside could not dial 911. Instead, they're routed directly to the front desk.
And that is allowable per the D.C. pool code.
The emergency phone lines were simply dead, no dial tone at all, at the Fairfield Inn and Suites on New York Avenue and at the Washington Courtyard by Marriott on Connecticut Avenue. That Marriott inspection also revealed a handicapped accessible chair that wasn't working, floating debris, and a loose railing.
If the railing is loose, then you might lose your balance, you might and hit your head on the side of the pool or fall.
The swimming pool at the Courtyard Marriott on 2nd Street in Northeast was temporarily shut down due to holes and chips on the bottom of the pool, and the chlorine reading was well beyond acceptable limits.
That means that the chemicals are working hard to kill bacteria and contaminants that are in the pool. Anytime you go anywhere and you smell a lot of chlorine, that's bad.
Inspectors found even swimming pools that appeared to have safety equipment were in violation. Several, including the Washington Hilton, had potentially life-saving ring buoys at their pools, but no rope attached to them.
But I can't understand why you would have the ring buoy and not have a rope attached to it.
The Hilton Garden Inn didn't display an important and required sign that children under 15 must be accompanied by an adult. That pool also had a leaking filter.
When you look at the pool water, make sure the pool water is crystal clear. Don't get in cloudy water.
Ironically, some of the worst offenders, like the Liaison Capitol Hill pool, had actually summoned inspectors in order to renew their pool licenses. That hotel had 8 critical violations, including not having a certified pool operator on duty. If a hotel swimming pool is less than 6 feet deep, it is not required to have a lifeguard, but it does need to have a plan in place to ensure the safety of children. All of the pools we just showed you had between 24 hours and 2 weeks to correct their violations. In Washington, Andrea McCarran, WUSA 9.
And for more on pool safety and what you can do to keep your family safe, go to our website, WUSA9.com.
This is a yellow alert day. Now, here's WUSA 9's first alert weather.
All right, live look outside. It's our live Michael and Son weather cam. Pretty quiet downtown. The showers have not quite made it into the immediate district inside the Beltway yet. 77 currently. It was only 78 today for the high. Notice the winds are still out of the south-southeast at 5, so the cold front is still to the west. Until the cold front moves through overnight, we're going to still see the chance for showers and still have some pretty muggy conditions here. So we sort of have a line of showers developing, but heaviest activity up toward Frederick, up to 70, then lighter activity through Loudoun County and back into Fauquier County, and then heavier activity again back toward Culpeper. We'll zoom into this. This is a pretty heavy couple of storms. One up near Myersville, one just south of Frederick. Everything pushing off to the north and to the east. Not severe, but still, you're looking at rainfall rates of over 1 inch per hour. And these have just popped up in the last little bit. This little storm headed toward Upperville in the next few minutes, about 11:36, and then toward Rock Hill at 11:50. Again, just heavy downpours as you go through the next couple of hours. And also, this little storm kind of popped up just a little bit north of Poolsville. This is going to drift off to the north and to the east also. So, again, nothing crazy heavy right now, but we're still just not quite done with the showers and storms until about 2 o'clock. Good news, you need sunglasses for the morning commute tomorrow. Morning camp temps, great, 70s. That's almost perfect. A little bit breezy tomorrow, pleasantly warm and not humid. A sweater might be needed late tomorrow night, if you can believe that. If you're out late enough tomorrow night after midnight, temps will fall into the low 60s and upper 50s. So we'll start the day at 6 o'clock in the morning. A couple of leftover clouds in through Anne Arundel County, Prince George's County, but partly cloudy elsewhere. Mid-60s to low 70s, so the cool air is not here just yet. And then by 8 o'clock, upper 60s in the Gaithersburg area and in the burbs, but low 70s downtown. By lunchtime, a perfect day to walk to lunch. 81 downtown, upper 70s in the burbs. There will be just a couple of showers, light showers, west of the divide out toward Oakland. And remember, that is the light on our legend. And then by 5 o'clock, you're heading home. Temps low 80s to upper 70s, not humid at all. Want to exercise tomorrow night or take a walk? Perfect. By 7 o'clock, temperatures in the 70s with low humidity. So here we go. 70s to start, all right. 77 by 11 a.m., 81 with sunshine by 1 o'clock. Next 3 days, morning clouds tomorrow, then nice, very nice Thursday, 84. What a finish to the week. Sunshine, 82 on Friday. Nats come back in town Friday, too. Next 7 days, a little warmer on Saturday. We're back in the mid-80s. Almost hot Sunday, about 90, but still a very nice weekend. And we'll call it hot next Monday and Tuesday, back in the low 90s with isolated storms Monday. Better chance for storms on Tuesday.
As long as our basements won't be flooded, we've got nothing to complain about for the rest of the week. All right.
Yeah, we got some 90s now, though, and we're going to be talking about a baseball player in sports turned race car driver.
Yeah, right. I know. Well, we've got some bad news for one Nats player and some great news for another Nats player. So plenty of news for you. The Nats have yet to lose at Citi Field this season, and tonight they kept that streak going with the long ball. But the story is a rookie in the lineup lighting up New York. Sports is next.
Wednesday at 11. Headache, flu symptoms, fatigue. It may not be what you think. You may have Lyme disease. With hundreds of cases in our area going undiagnosed, WUSA 9's Health Alert shows you the symptoms to be watching for. Wednesday at 11 after Extant.
Emma Luna, now playing at National Harbor. Tickets at CirqueDuSoleil.com.
Without the internet, I would probably be like a C student.
Internet Essentials from Comcast has brought low-cost internet access to over 1 million low-income people at home.
Internet Essentials is going to transform the lives of families.
Together with Time Warner Cable, we can bring the internet to millions more.
I see myself as maybe an entrepreneur.
Comcast and Time Warner Cable. Together is better for more people.
70, 100, $125 a month. What can you save? It's the Labor Day sales event at your local Ford dealer, where you'll find America's favorite brand. And get 0% financing for 72 months on thousands of Ford favorites. That's right, 0 for 72. That can lower your payment by up to $125 a month. That's up to $9,000 in finance savings. What can you save? Find out by September 2nd at your local Ford dealer.
Looking to utilize your active security clearance? Visit dcjobs.com to find these premier employers who are now hiring. DB Consulting Group, Indrasoft, Advanced Systems Design, Veolia Transportation, Aegis Construction Consultants, Trusted Mission Solutions, HSE Healthcare System, Integrity Applications, Serco, and Modern Technology Solutions. Your perfect position awaits at dcjobs.com. Live here, work here.
Two stores, two amazing ways to score for less. TJ Maxx and Marshalls.
Get a $1,000 turbocharged reward card with a new Volkswagen Turbo. Why are we so obsessed with Turbo? Because we like giving you power, but we also like giving you fuel efficiency, like the sporty Jetta. And the turbocharged Passat TDI Clean Diesel, okay? And the iconic Beetle. And the powerful Tiguan. Okay, you can't forget the CC. Guys, this is gonna take a while.
Hurry in and you can get a $1,000 turbocharged reward card and 0% APR for 72 months on a new 2014 Jetta SC.
Get real-time traffic information with live street-level neighborhood traffic only on the WUSA 9 News iPad app. Download it now and don't leave home without it. Now, WUSA 9 Game on Sports with Kristen Brissett. Brought to you by Xfinity.
Nationals manager gave us an update tonight on Jason Worth and his inflamed right shoulder. Worth had an MRI tonight. We're still waiting on the results, but it doesn't look like he'll land on the DL, so that's good news. Now, with him and Steven Souza out, the Nats called up Michael Taylor from Syracuse, and what a night he had. More on him in just a minute. First, Bryce Harper taking some time before the game for the ALS Bucket Challenge. He then challenged J.J. Watt of the Houston Texans and golfer Jordan Spieth. Maybe the cold woke him up a bit. Top of the second, Harper deep to left to put the Nats on the board first. And then in the sixth, Nats hit 3 home runs, including this one from the rookie, Michael Taylor. The dugout went crazy. Home run in his major league debut. He also had a single tonight, helping the Nats win big, 7-1. Now, some non-baseball news out of tonight regarding Jason Worth. We have confirmed a report that on July 6th, Worth was pulled over in Fairfax County for going 105 in a 55-mile-an-hour zone. He's been charged with reckless driving, which is a misdemeanor. His hearing was moved to November. An MRI today revealed Orioles third baseman Manny Machado suffered a right knee ligament strain in last night's game. No word on the extent or estimated amount of time he'll be out just yet. Machado, if you recall, missed the first month of this season, recovering from reconstructive knee surgery on the other knee. Now, the Washington Redskins have officially wrapped training camp, the first under the Jay Gruden regime. Needless to say, the guys are extremely excited to get back to their own homes. D'Angelo Hall said the first thing he would do when he walked in the door was jump on his own bed. Nothing like the comforts of home. But before they could leave, the team went through one more full practice on the field in Richmond. Coach Gruden said he has been impressed with the camaraderie of his guys. No major fights, no one kicked out of practice. These guys are all focused on one goal, winning.
I think it was pretty smooth. I think everybody's on the same page as far as what we're talking about, what we're doing on the field. There's no hidden agendas, I don't think. So hopefully it remains consistent throughout the season, not just in training camp.
I think with this camp, it's been a little different. You kind of see all the weapons. You see kind of, the success we can have, and you just get excited about it. So, I think for us right now, we're just so excited about the possibilities, and, we can't wait to, to strap it up for real.
And after an off day, the Baltimore Ravens return to business as usual tomorrow. For the last 3 days, they've shared their building and field with the San Francisco 49ers. First time in team history they've done that. Surprisingly, there were no fights between the two teams. The players say it was a nice change of pace and considered their practices as very valuable time.
In training camp, you're always evaluated, but you got an opportunity to be evaluated against some guys that don't know as many of your tendencies. That kind of builds up. We're going against the same guys every day.
And a reminder to our high schoolers, we are looking for the most spirited school in the D.C. area, and the nominations are in. Now it's time for you to vote. Log on to usatodayhss.com/DC. And besides online, you can also vote by Twitter or text. So get voting. The winning school gets $500.
Can't believe it's already that time.
I know. Football's already coming. But it's nice the training camp's over. We're happy with that.
I know. Got a home game Monday, right?
Home game for the Skins Monday. Saturday, Ravens are in Dallas.
Be right back.
The man who
died of a heart attack from biting his nail.
And what did this man do to look like this on The Doctors?
Tomorrow at 9 a.m. on WUSA 9.
The Sonata Premiere event featuring the dramatically redesigned 2015 Hyundai Sonata.
Safety system ready. Radar system on. Stability system initialized. Propulsion system engaged. Enjoy the ride.
Test drive the all-new 2015 Sonata at the Sonata Premiere event and get a special introductory limited time lease of just $199 a month, only at your Hyundai dealer.
150 wins. How'd you pull it off?
The streak was never our goal. It's about family and brotherhood.
No matter who you are.
Let some punk pull you down at the 2-yard line.
Dad, please. There's more to life than just football.
Or where you come from.
Doing this, Coach. Getting my baby out of Richmond.
Inspired by the incredible true story.
Meet Buster Matthews. 300 pounds of pure aggression. You're going to face him the whole game.
Find a way.
Coach told us, face your fears.
To stand tall.
Know why they call me Buster?
You're stupid enough to let him.
Rated PG.
You dreamt of a kitchen to cook with details in every nook. Then I showed you a crack on the wall and found you a house that was a smarter call. Let an agent who knows guide you. RE/MAX. Dream with your eyes open.
Want to take your dorm room from plain to insane? Then you gotta go to Ross.
You'll find everything you need for so much less. Look at all the great stuff we got. And we saved so much. You'll get organized, colorized, and accessorized. Looks amazing. Totally. So if you want to save a bunch and be the envy of your dorm, you gotta go to Ross. You gotta go to Ross.
At Stanley Steamer, we go beyond carpet cleaning. We're also experts at cleaning air ducts. The average home collects up to 40 pounds of dirt, dust, and allergens in its air ducts each year. Stanley Steamer thoroughly cleans your air ducts and every part of your ventilation system, making your home cleaner, healthier, and more energy efficient. And that helps you breathe easier. Call now about our air duct cleaning special.
Call 1-800-STEAMER. Stanley Steamer gets your home cleaner.
I'm Karen Evans, a registered nurse and attorney at the Cochran Firm. For over 40 years, we've taken on the biggest cases and helped our clients get the justice they deserve. We'd be honored to help you too. Call the Cochran Firm today.
Because there's nothing more inviting than summer. The Lincoln Summer Invitation. See where your summer takes you. Get exceptional offers on the 2014 Lincoln MKZ Hybrid. Lease it now for $339 a month or choose 0% APR financing for 60 months. You'll also want to test drive the first ever Lincoln MKC luxury utility.
Thanks for staying up with us tonight.
All right, don't forget we're always on WUSA9.com. Letterman is next. Have a great night, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you for watching WUSA 9 News. For weather radar, live traffic, and streaming news stories, download the free WUSA 9 News app right now. This is the next generation of news. WUSA 9 News.
WUSA 9 closed captioning is sponsored by Luna.
Get new floors with Luna and take 40% off your entire project. Reserve your appointment now.
877